So tell us about your mountain biking experience.
So my mountain biking experience, I have a lot of mountain biking experience. I've ridden to the mountain bike track, which is about 5 miles from my house. I did about 3 laps.
3 laps?
They're about 5 miles apiece, maybe 6.
You ripped out a big day.
And I came home, and my arms were like so cooked.
He was death gripping, I think.
So freaking sore. I was just talking about.
Well, at least you got the knobbies off the tires.
Okay.
I mean, there's still some though.
Like the hairs?
Yeah, see, that's like pro status.
And there's 3 things I want you to remember. 3 things that are most important to you tomorrow. 1 is your family. Number 2 is your religion, your God. Number 3 is finishing the Leadville Trail 100.
Looped around, you're on the course in less than 3, in 2, in 1, let's go! There we go, rolling out, looped around. The day is yours, riders, looking good.
This is the 3rd time I've done Leadville. The first time I finished in 11 hours and 57 minutes, and I didn't acclimate at all. My second year, I finished in 11 hours and 13 minutes, and I acclimated for a week. So for this race, I did not acclimate, and my finish time was around 11 and a half hours. So I actually did worse than I did the previous year, but I didn't acclimate. And my training, according to Strava, I trained 58% more for this race than I did for the previous year at Leadville. This is St. Kevin's Climb. This is where you'll warm up. So every year, the start of Leadville is extremely cold, and then as soon as you get here, you're going to slow down, you're going to put a lot of power down because this is a lot steeper than it looks in the video, and you'll start warming up here. This was the best year for weather I've had in the last 3 years. It was slightly cold in the morning, which is normal, but once it warmed up, never really went back to cold. The previous year we had wind and hail, and there were points where it was uncomfortable, but overall this year's weather was the best I've had. This will be one of the more fun descents. You're still fresh from the race just starting within the first hour, and you'll probably hit between 35 and 45 miles an hour on this descent. Just don't think about you're gonna have to climb this later. Just enjoy the ride for here. This is the famous Powerline descent. There's a GoPro effect, so in this video it's not going to look as crazy as it actually is in person. I kind of like took it easy a little bit this year. Last year I went way faster and actually crashed because there was a lady who was stopped, and the guy behind her, he crashed to stop, and I had to crash to not hit him. So we were all just piling up. It was actually just around this turn up here. Yeah, it's crazy how slow I'm going right here. It's just because right exactly here is where I crashed last year. Some advice I would give would be, if you're on the slower side for descents, hold your line. Don't be moving left or right as much as possible, because the faster people are going to just assume that you're going to hold your line, and they'll pass you on your left or right. Some of them will tell you, hey, I'm passing on the left. Some of them are just going to pass you. And as long as you're holding that line, you'll be fine. Don't worry about other people. Just focus on you. Drafting is going to be extremely important at Leadville. There's going to be a lot of long stretches of road and gravel that, if you know how to draft, you will save a lot of energy. I found this guy right here, and he had pulled me for at least a few miles. I could tell he was trying to push. See, if you look, he's pedaling. Everybody on the right is just cruising and not pedaling. So they're saving a lot of energy. But yeah, if you stay in the draft and then you notice somebody that's passing you guys, just, jump behind them. Sometimes it might take an extra minute or two, but there's so many people at Leadville that somebody is going to want to push, and you just want to play it smart. These people, like at Leadville, aren't really racing each other for the most part of it. They're racing the clock. So a lot of times people will be completely fine with you getting a nice draft. A lot of times people take turns. So if it's just solo, if it's just you and another person, jump in the front for a minute or two and then switch off. You can also talk to the person, be like, hey, let's take 1 minute pulls, 30-second pulls, depending on how you're feeling. But it's very important to work with people. You're going to save a lot of energy. It's a long race. This is the outward bound aid station at mile 25. My crew didn't use it. It's a lot harder to access this aid station, so we decided to use mile 28.5. That's called pipeline alternative. So this guy right here, I've been drafting off him for the last 10 minutes or so. Look, he keeps looking back, so I think he wants me to get in front of him, but what you're really supposed to do if you want someone behind you to get in front is you flick your elbow or take your hand off the handlebars and start waving them forward. Another way is to move over like that. Yeah, so he definitely wanted me to get in front. So this is pipeline alternative. This is where my crew is. As you can see, it's kind of hard to find your crew sometimes because there's just so many people. And so what we did, our strategy on this one was we got a flag and also a red tent. So we had about 4 or 5 people in our crew that were also trying to find this flag and red tent. And there they are right there on the right. So when I stopped the crew right there, they gave me a hydration pack. I swapped over, so I was wearing one, I took it off, they gave me a new one. And also I had one bottle on top with nutrition. So what I did was I kept straight water in my pack, and then I had about an 18-ounce bottle with a pretty high concentrate of the simple cycling nutrition, and also had sodium in there. So I would just swap the bottle off and put a new bottle on. This is a little bit of single track. It goes on for about a mile, and passing is not very easy right here. If you're a slower mountain bike rider, I would just focus on what's in front of you and not worry about people behind you. The trail is gonna clear up in a mile or a little less than a mile. So just be safe here, stay within your limits, and just ride your ride. Coming down that single track, I had seen a group of people in front of me, and I had remembered from last year that there was a road section coming up. So I remember speeding up a lot so that I could get a good draft off these guys. So this is Twin Lakes Dam, and it gets a little complicated. So the night before, they allow everybody to come out here around 2 p.m. and do a cooler drop, or you could set up a tent. If you are a pro, or like in the first corral, you can get a parking pass. But everybody else does not get a parking pass, and they have to take a bus over here, which can get kind of complicated. And we had my crew just stay at 28.5. And me and my buddies, we came out here and we dropped 2 coolers. And what we said was front right, just so we could remember it, because if you can see here, it gets absolutely nuts with all these people. So like front right, that's where our coolers were. We actually put them by rocks so they wouldn't set up tents. These guys helped me, and it's funny because they helped all my friends too. There were just people sitting there supporting their people. I think this is Dylan Johnson right here. This guy right here was holding out a jacket. I came up to him and pretended to take it. Yeah, I found it kind of funny. So this is Columbine. The official mile is mile 40 to 50. With 3,200 feet of vertical gain. It's not all super steep. The first part of Columbine is not so bad, and then it just gets steeper and steeper, with the last 2 miles being pretty chunky. And a lot of it, we hiked the last mile to half a mile, because it's almost unrideable for most people.
Corey Ray, get it!
This part was so hard. I could see the aid station right there, but I had no energy and no oxygen. We're at like 13,000 feet. I remember this part being extremely hard.
You bet. You bet. What do you want? Water? Just water. Yep. Please look at No. Nope. I'm the same way. So pure water. Pure water.
So I found this trick every year that you go up to one of these awesome volunteers and you just ask them to fill up your hydration pack. And as they fill it, you do the small little loop around this side. And basically by the time you're done with the loop, usually they're done with it. And for me, it's worked 3 years in a row. And like every minute counts in this race. The first year I did it, I only finished with 2.5 minutes to spare. And this trick right here probably saves you maybe between 2 to 4 minutes if you were just going to stop and fill up your pack yourself. As you can see, look, she's standing right there. I grab it, put it on, and good to go. If this lady's watching this video, thank you. So right about here, I had something crazy happen. My brakes completely went out. My right brake went out first, on my right hand, which is the back brake, and I would squeeze the lever and there was absolutely nothing there. It doesn't look that fast in the video, but it's kind of like the GoPro effect, and like in person I felt like I was going faster, but also like no control. So like my right brake was completely gone. My left brake was kind of working, but then like by about right here, my left brake was gone. I did have people passing me, but like they had brakes, like this guy right here, so he was going pretty fast, but like I don't know, I didn't know what to do, to be honest. I had like not having any brakes, you feel completely out of control. Like if anything were to like be in front of you, like you're completely out of luck. I was thinking about like going to the left somewhere here and like trying to just slow down, but eventually the brakes came back and it kind of leveled out right here. So I did start slowing down, and I was pumping the brakes, which I think eventually brought them back, or that maybe they cooled down. I still don't exactly know what happened. I think they overheated. I've never had that happen to me in like 10 years of biking, and also 2 Leadvilles. So yeah, I might be changing on my brakes. I might have also had 2 small of rotors. I had a 160, 140, and you probably need to stick with like 180, 160. By about here, I think it looks like I'm going pretty slow, so my brakes probably came back, and I remember pumping them and both came back. But like for the rest of the ride, I was kind of scared because like I didn't know if they were going to go out again. They didn't, fortunately, but like yeah, it kind of freaked me out pretty bad. So this part of the course is pretty difficult. You can't really tell, but it's a very slight uphill, and you're pretty far in. I think probably getting close to 70 miles or so. And I remember this guy right here. He was pretty fast on the flats. So what I did was, we had a headwind too. So I kind of like just got behind him, and I tried to like shield myself from the wind as much as I could. But also I was using him like as a pace car. Just sometimes, like, if you can pick the right person who's like decently moving, you can just like turn your brain off and just be like, I'm gonna stay behind this person no matter what, you know. And I actually passed him a little later in the race, and I even thanked him. I was like, thanks for the pole, man. But yeah. I want to give a special thank you to my crew, my dad, Honor, Sarah, and Andy, and Chloe. You guys were all absolutely amazing. My stops were, for me, they were absolutely perfect. You guys like helped me with my battery pack, to charge the GoPro, my bottles, Camelbacks. I can't thank you enough. The race was extremely hard, and I was looking forward to the stops like the whole day. Like, it wasn't like I was done with the race, but I was like, oh, if I can just make it to mile 75, like I'll see my crew and everything will be fine. So I can't thank you guys enough. You guys were amazing. The support that you see at Leadville is absolutely amazing. I go to a lot of different races, and I've never seen anything like this. Strangers will give you hydration, nutrition, caffeine, whatever you need. It is absolutely amazing. These people are amazing who are supporting their athletes, and also they're just also nice to everybody. There was one year where I couldn't find my nutrition, and I basically just lived off of all the free nutrition for the entire ride. Well, almost like half the ride.
This is my favorite part of the race right here.
Special thank you to the Lifetime Foundation. They got me into this race. Well, they actually also saved me right here. I needed water with about 10 miles to go, and I was extremely dehydrated. So these guys helped me out a lot. But they also got me into this race, so I signed up through the Lifetime Foundation. Their website's giveitfoundation.org, but if you just type in Lifetime Foundation Leadville, it will come up. What you do is you sign up through their website, and then you raise money through like donations, and it's like charity donations type thing. And once you hit your goal, they'll get you a code that will let you into Leadville or Unbound or a few other big races that they support. So I can't thank these guys enough, and the staff was absolutely amazing. Finishing Leadville will be one of the best experiences you have on the bike. You trained for it for a year. You flew or drove to Colorado. You brought your family with you, or you went solo. It is a huge commitment, but finishing in the 9-hour buckled time slot or the 12-hour, whatever your goal is absolutely amazing. For me, this was my 3rd year, and my wife went this year and last year, and having her there for support was the most amazing thing. My dad was also there, and my stepmom. They were there on the course helping me. My mom and my stepdad were back at our rental watching our son, and the support, I can't thank everybody enough. I don't have words for the support that everybody gave me, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.